Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll be your Valentine. Your sunny Valentine. I'm learning to work with this stubborn illusion. That's what this is. A stubborn illusion. I think this is a dream we don't know we're having. We think things are serious, so we act like things are serious. Hello! Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I guess I'm snacking. Wow, you're the first today. You should put same to you. You're already presenting with hearts. Well, Mommy suffered another fall. It was a pretty brutal fall. And she's at home recuperating again. I guess that's part of aging. You need to be not so ambitious. There's something about people who are elderly that make them think they're teenagers again, that make them think that they're capable of anything, and then they find out their body can't keep up with them. And that's, so right now I'm at home. Mom was released yesterday. She's got so much ambition and it works against her. I guess everyone gets a crash course in senior care. No one sees it coming, but they don't know they don't know when it's going to come. Hello, Deborah. Deborah Williams. Good day. Smash that like button, as they say. If you really... Happy Valentine's Day, everyone who showed up. Did they check her ears? Infection in the ears can affect... Yeah. They said she was fine. They x-rayed her and everything. They didn't find anything. They had no reason to keep her. So they released her and I drove her home. It almost feels like Munchausen's disease. You know, it's like, but I'm not a willing participant. I would love to see my mom not bruised. I would love to see my mom without any cuts or needing stitches. But she's 76 years old and she's full of energy. And that energy makes her try to do things that she's not able. Hello from Sweden. Can you tell me how to be live? It's right in the buttons that if you're doing it on your phone, there's an X in the middle. You can choose. Hello from Sweden. I have like a... Oh, you left a like. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm just giving updates right now. Mommy is Mommy's being mommy. She's like a daredevil. She's like Evel Knievel. And we went for her cardiac rehab, and there weren't any parking spaces near the building, so I had to let her out of the car to go into the building so I can go park somewhere. Because parking is a real challenge now. Because a lot of people are moving to Paulding County and they didn't build the hospital to accommodate that many people. I guess they weren't thinking that everyone was just going to move to Paulding County. I don't think there's a hospital in Hiram. If there is, not many people go there. And thank you for the like. So anyway, there are. I'm trying to keep my mental health as well as while I'm watching all this happen. So my focus today, I guess, is Valentine's Day. If you don't have a Valentine, I can be your Valentine. A lot of people don't have a Valentine. There's a lot of, well, at least Valentine's Day is for couples and families. And a lot of people aren't couples and they're not in families. They invent those to make us feel bad about ourselves, I think. They invent a holiday. They need to invent a holiday for singles where I want to get on that. Invent a holiday that's just for us singles. Call it Scouting Day or something like that. National Scouting Day, where everyone scouts. Hello, welcome. I don't know how many people are still here, but it looks like there's only one. It's funny how 14 people start the show and I end with just one person, one or two people. Hello, Victor, and welcome to Eddie's Wonderful World. I'm thinking of going back to Eddie's Funhouse, but I want this to be a wonderful world where people say, isn't it wonderful? That's why I changed my channel to Eddie's Wonderful World. Maybe it'll catch on. Eddie's Wonderful World. Where I play with my jaw harp. In The Wizard of Oz, how old was Judy? I think she was 19. I think so. She was pretty young. And I think that was one of her first movies. 1939 is when that movie came out. It'd be interesting to go back in time and go to the theater and watch The Wizard of Oz. World. That's right. Oh, wood. W-O-U-L-D. You know what? I think... Oh, you like that? You like the jaw harp? You like my pale complexion? I haven't been getting much sun lately. Today was the first time I've seen sunshine in a while. The night before last, it rained a lot. And it hasn't rained since the night before last. So we don't have flooding, which is a good thing. Ray Bolger played the Scarecrow. Do you think I'm Google? I think you think I'm Google, that you could just ask me questions and I'm supposed to know. Sometimes I don't know. Yeah. My head I'll be scratching while my thoughts are busy hatching if I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean meets the shore, and then I'd sit and think some more. La 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 la. Thank you. Thank you for calling me smart. Can you play guitar? A lot of people ask me that. No, I don't own a guitar. When I was in California, I had an electric guitar and an amplifier and a tuner. And I was wanting to learn how to play guitar. I went through 2 teachers and I didn't seem to commit to them. I just wasn't taken by their skills. I think the first guy just wanted my $20. The second guy, they were both at their houses. They were teaching guitar lessons at their houses. Can I play Wake Me Up by... Oh, you can play Wake Me Up by Avicii on... Really? Well, make a video. Show us. Show us your skills. I like the piano. There are people who are very skilled at piano. Have you watched the videos? There are videos of people who are in lobbies or in malls. There's a piano there, and people just walk up and play really good music, play really good tunes. Back to the jaw harp. Where's Charlotte? Did Charlotte go away? Don't go away. Unless you're working or something. Sometimes people have to work. I can do it on my channel tomorrow. Okay. Oh, it's 9:20 for you. What time is it here? Oh, okay. So you're probably in the UK or someplace. Oh, Sweden, right? Thoughts on Drew Barrymore? She was a child actor. She was in a few Adam Sandler movies. She was in Firestarter, E.T. You know what I noticed about Natalie Portman? Natalie Portman was in Mars Attacks, and she was also in the Star Wars trilogy. What? It's a jaw harp, of course. From Sweden, all the way from Sweden. One of the few countries that never went to war. I think that's smart. Don't go to war, make good products. Make good exports. Work on diplomacy. I think we've gone to the most wars. I think we hold a record. We hold a world record for the most wars. So, anyways, are any wars necessary? Like the ones who start wars, when they start wars, they don't always win the wars. Have you noticed that? Whenever somebody starts a war, they don't always win a war. Like the Germans, the Japanese, they start wars, but they don't always win. Why start a war? I think because you get overconfident. Do you like pumpkin pie? I like pumpkin pie. I like apple pie. I like cherry pie. I like pudding pie. Forgive me if I sound ignorant, but don't wars help generate? Yes, they're called the wartime economy. And I think that's why we do so well. Hello, Ryan. Yes, remember that. Yes, it was the Depression, the Great Depression was in the 20s. No, actually the 30s. So there was the Roaring 20s, Then there was the 30s. 1941, World War II started. And what's funny is World War I ended because they ran out of money. That's what I heard. That they stopped fighting World War One because they ran out of money. Hi. Oh, there's two Ryans. Did you hear about the enormous school shooting in? No, I did not. We don't get much of what happens in other parts. The worst thing in Sweden history. Yeah. I wonder what's causing those. I think they're keeping people cooped up too much. They're spending too much time in school, not enough time with family, not enough time learning how to treat each other. We treat each other poorly in general. So, yes, it has been a few weeks. Which war was worse? Um, you know what? I think World War One, a lot more deaths because of the Spanish flu. I think the Spanish flu killed a lot of people. I got a new... Oh, cool. Congratulations. My great grandmother, who raised my, was born in 1923. She was one to two, oh, one of 12 kids, and her motto was, yeah, waste not, want not. Did you hear that in The Mask? When you watched The Mask, waste not, want not. Agreed. That seems to, it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. Yeah. Taco Bell. What about Taco Bell? I had something, I had a Taco Bell equivalent today. I had some refried beans and some nacho cheese with some with some corn chips. It was delicious. That'll hold me over till dinner. You love that movie, The Mask? Can't make the scene if you have the green. Yeah. Movies we all relate to. And The Simpsons. I remember when I went to Universal Studios in Orlando. No, it was in L.A. Yeah, Universal Studios Hollywood. They were playing The Simpsons, and people from all over the world were watching it on TV. They were all familiar with The Simpsons. Yo quiero Taco Bell. You ever remember Reno 911? You ever watch Reno 911? There was that Mexican guy. He was the voice of the Chihuahua. I didn't know that. Well, I know it now. Thoughts on tunnels? You know what? Vietnam, Mexico used tunnels, and there were techniques that the Chinese invented to see if people were digging in the ground. They would turn over terracotta pots, and they would listen for digging. Because, yeah, tunnels. You ever watch The Road Warrior? When that kid jumps up out of a tunnel and throws the boomerang? OMG, Simpsons is crazy with how... Yeah, everybody's talking about that. You know, oh, that came true. They're like Nostradamus in cartoons, in cartoon form. Yeah. Well, you can learn a lot here. I do a lot of research on things that interest me. Tunnels. Trench warfare was very big during the First World War. Trench warfare are like, they're trenches, they're not tunnels. But the only thing, mustard gas, that's kind of the drawback if they use mustard gas on you. Because mustard gas is heavy. I miss those commercials with the taco. Yeah. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Viva gorditas. Thoughts on OCD? I think I have it. Obsessive compulsive disorder? That ruins people's lives. That can ruin lives. And you know what? A lot of famous people, Nikola Tesla had a form of OCD. Andy Kaufman. A lot of people do. They have obsessive compulsive disorder. Hello, Kyle. That's telekinesis, Kyle. Yeah. Telekinesis is a thing. I was learning this in the Gateway experience. There's one session where they get you familiar with your second body. I guess we have a second body that we can move. And there was a meditation that says, okay, move your right hand and stretch it out. And I think that's what telekinesis is. Helps me with housekeeping. Yeah, housekeeping. It keeps things in order, doesn't it? I have a touch of OCD. Right after I dirty a dish, I wash it right away. I don't let it sit in the sink. I like to make things back to normal. Whenever something is altered in my surroundings, I like to put it back. Thoughts on the movie Anger Management? Anger Management was with Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson. They talk about self-hypnotic negative imagery. And that's something we need to consider. Because our subconscious is always responding to something. Outside stimuli. And sometimes it responds to inside stimuli. And I think that would be good for mental health, to study hypnosis, study the subconscious. Because there's a lot going on in our subconscious mind. 95% of our actions are subconscious. Why is it only one person? I don't know. People ask that. Why? But I think I get them when the show is over, people click on, probably thinking that they're still alive, or the live is still happening. I should start finding out when people are available and when I can start a live. That way people can be, sometimes it is just by luck. PS2? PS2. Is that a video game? I'm pretty sure it is. I like POV. You ever watch those like roller coaster rides? It's like you're on the roller coaster ride. I have a playlist of POV videos. Or when you're going through a ride, like at Universal Studios or Disneyland or Six Flags, it's like you're on the ride. It's pretty cool. What time is it for you? It is 3:32 3:32 p.m. So that's 13, 14, 1500, 1532 in military time. I noticed a lot of the Brits, they all use military time. Because I can tell if I'm talking to somebody from the UK. Sounds like Larry. Have you seen Mystery Men? I may have your thoughts on the movie. May I have your thoughts on the movie? Hold on. Mystery Men. Mystery Men. Wasn't that Janine Garofalo? Paul Rubens was in that movie, Mystery Men. I think that was one you're talking about. As they go and whatever rules you let the villain or hero as to follow. Yeah. Some people don't play by the rules. And you know what? Sometimes they win. That's how we supposedly won against, yeah. So it's like, what are 6? Then you are 6 before me. Yeah. So So sorry for my trying. I am at work. Oh, that's okay. You know what? Work can get boring. Very boring. Very redundant. Not redundant, but repetitious. A lot of people suffer from burnout. That's what I'm hoping for. The next job I get, I want it to be something I like doing. But that's usually when people die. When they finally get the job they want, when they finally hit it big, that's when they die. Have you noticed that when life really sucks, when life is just nonstop suck, it seems to go on and on and on. But when something goes well, you know what? I think we have to change our thinking. We need to change our thinking. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And be careful what we talk, what we say. Things we say are reality. Thanks for your channel. I like listening to your... Cool, we can do that then. Yeah, I could be your drive time or your work time. I used to listen to the radio when I was at work. I worked by myself a lot because I was getting apartments ready to be moved into. And I would listen to the Don and Mike show every single day. So I can watch like 8 to 4. Okay, we could do that, yeah. Or just watch my previously recorded. My previous, I can talk, previously recorded. I just felt a magnetic change in my brain when I started to talk. Have you ever had that? You feel pressure on your head in certain parts and it affects the way you talk? Kind of reminds me of Vegas Vacation. You ever watch Vegas Vacation? When Ed had that metal plate in his head, there was a shock that caused him to fall down. Or anyway, I get off on interesting trajectories because that's what my brain does. It goes off on interesting trajectories. And sometimes I wonder if it's... I think your life will be better if you understand mind control. If you can control your own mind, you could do a lot of interesting things. Like meditation and hypnosis really does wonders, especially if you find yourself feeling depressed. Thoughts on warlocks. Those were witch hunters, I think, warlocks. But there are a lot of people who are misunderstood. Not all occult studies involve deals with the devil. Not where I was going with mind control. You're a wizard. Yes, you're a wizard, Harry. That's right. Wizardry. It's funny how science seems to be the new religion. Nobody believes anything unless it can be proved. Unless you can prove it. Like people say, we can prove life after death. We can prove God exists. It's like, what more proof do you need? When you don't have a car accident, you say, thank God. You know, there's your proof. There's your proof. If you almost hit another car and you think to yourself, thank God, that's all the proof you need. Thoughts on... Oh, you know what? There was a guy who infiltrated the KKK and wound up converting them. So I guess it is just a mindset. There was a black guy who was really interested in the Ku Klux Klan, and he became friends with some of them and changed their mind. Watch. Have you been... I haven't been outside the U.S. It's like we're in a fishbowl. Mexico, I think that's the farthest I went, was Mexico. In the 80s, back in the 80s, my brother and I went to a really bad part of Mexico. And I don't think we knew where we were or what we were doing. Somehow we wound up in Mexico. And I'm glad our car didn't break down. We probably wouldn't have had a car. The federales, that I have not been. Isn't that sad? And I think they keep us poor so we can't go. They keep us poor. All my life, my focus has been trying to get rich so that I can have a happier life. Did you like Mexico? Not the part I was in. There are like Cabo San Luca, Puerto Vallarta, like vacations that people go and they enjoy it. But where we went, we just went across the border. That's pretty much it. And they asked us on the way back if we were transporting anything. So we have to be careful not to transport anything across the border. But that was my experience. Other than that, I've only been within the U.S. But when you go to each state, I guess they're considered different countries. California, I have not been to. How about that? Isn't that weird? What should do is send us to other countries. That's a good educational experience. Very good education to go to other countries. What other states? Oh, I've been to Alabama. I lived in Alabama. I lived in North Carolina. Where else? I lived in California and in Hawaii because my dad was stationed there. My dad was in the Marine Corps, Kaneohe Air Force Station, and I really liked it there. It's a good place to go if you're a kid because you get to go to the beach, you get to go snorkeling. Snorkeling was really fun, and some boogie boarding. Oh, California, that's where I was born, in the far west. California is a really big state. Utah used to be a really big state until the government took it over. Utah was a very big state. And they didn't like the indigenous people. They didn't like the Mormons. They just kind of came in and said, okay, this is ours, this is ours, this is ours, and this is ours. You guys can sit over there and do the best you can. It's funny how what people do with force and lack of concern. It's like the European mindset. If you ever watch Braveheart, that European mindset, we're just going to expand our empire. It goes back to the Romans, the Greeks, the Romans, the Huns. Actually, the Huns were nomads. They didn't really have a land. They just knew how to fight really well. The Vikings, well, like Scandinavia, yeah. Norway, yeah, the Vikings were the most feared. I noticed that. What happened? I have my few loyal people, and they don't stay very long. I guess because they have so much else to look at. There's so much more to look at on YouTube than just this show. I guess you have to really pull out your stops. When you start a show, you better come with all of it. You better get their attention and keep it. I would stay long. Thank you for that. That's what I need. Some good allies. America, I think, needs to do more to keep their allies. I love you too. There's a Money Mike. I don't know. How did that show go? Magic Mike. Ed, do goats scream? Yes, they do. Ah! Ah! Have you seen those videos? Videos of goats screaming? You're not the only one here. Victor is not the only one. So we've got, hey, Pinky. Sorry, I'm barely here. It's just school. Yeah. School chores are keeping, yes, they like to keep you busy, don't they? You have very little free time, and we need to work on that. I'm here until I'm saying that I'm going. Okay. So, how is it going? Pretty good. I'm going pretty well. We need to talk to my mom's guardian angels. And why is she being allowed to be hurt so much? She's an old lady and she needs to be protected. But sometimes she gets out of my sight. It's like having a kid who's almost as tall as me. Victor, where are you from? He's from Sweden. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in my dorm. Okay, right now. I have zero privacy. Isn't that sad? We're trying to further our education and we have no privacy. In the UK, they call it privacy. Cool. Zero. You have to fight for some things, just for your peace of mind. There's so much going on in the world. And I think that's part of mind control. I've been studying a lot about that, about how they use the media to confuse people, to scare people, to control people. Ever since the TV was invented, even before that, it was the radio. Everybody huddled around the radio and listened to shows. And then it went to television. Television got more people to watch. It's all about watching TV. When I was growing up, there were stations. Each station had their news, and then they had their programming. In Sweden, we have special letters. Yeah, I've noticed that. I think that goes back to the spelling when I've noticed Vikings. They have certain little those symbols at the top of the letters. Because yeah, that was a big area. What were some of the stories like? Listen to growing up, and what were the shows like? Oh, um, when I was growing up, it was Gilligan's Island, Brady Bunch, Addams Family, and the Donnie and Marie were some of the shows that I grew up with. And it was just while you weren't watching the news, you were watching those shows. My roommates are so annoying. Last night I heard pans banging and sizzling. I think my roommates was cooking eggs. Yeah. I sometimes wake up to bacon. My mom likes bacon, even though it's not good for her. Stations. Yeah. And you had to get up and turn a dial to get to each station. They had like 1 through 10, channel 4, channel 7, and they had TV guide. So you look through this book and it would tell you, well, I miss you too. Is like sweet. And yeah. The Danes. I had a friend that was Danish. He was in Canada. He was Canadian, but he was Danish also. I guess it was dual citizenship. But yeah, you hear a lot about all these different countries that have been around for a long time. All right, you have a good day, Mr. Rish. Well, it's Valentine's Day. For forget the singles. They forget the singles. They don't think about the singles on Valentine's Day. It's all about the people who find each other and have romance. Ah, romance. All of my relationships have been short-lived. They were, they were like out of necessity, and then they just kind of faded away. I was so, I guess because if you really want to have a relationship, you wind up not having a relationship. I've seen a lot of that on YouTube lately. A lot of ladies are saying, I really want to have a relationship. My husband divorced me, but I really want to have a relationship. And it's, like we have to wake up in at 5 in the morning. Wow. No coffee, no coffee, no caffeine, no breakfast, and no breakfast, just history, math. Isn't that weird? When we were growing up in school, they had a breakfast program. I guess a lot of kids weren't eating breakfast before they went to school. You have many subs. I only have 200. Well, give it time. Give it time. I remember when I only had 200 subs. You just have to really pour a lot of time. I'm not as far as I thought I would be. I've been doing this for like 2 years now. And I haven't really gotten very far. Have you looked at how many views I have? I have like 80 views. The most I've had was like 300 views. Some people have thousands. I guess never give up hope. Put out the best you. Put out the best stuff you can produce. And then hope it does. Hope it gets you somewhere. If you could live anywhere in the universe, you know what? I'd want to be on a planet where I could survive. I think the gravity alone on Jupiter would kill you. Just the gravity on Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, and it's mostly gas. Like me. Like, we only get dry oats for breakfast on Fridays with no... Oh, gross. We're going to have to pray about that. Pray about improving the quality of life. It sounds like Oliver Twist. You ever watch that movie, Oliver Twist? When all they get is porridge? Yeah, that sucks. I couldn't eat oatmeal without at least brown sugar. You know what I like is cream of wheat. Cream of wheat with brown sugar. Brown sugar, how come you taste so good? They say yeah, 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 woo! Brown sugar. I like, yes, cream of wheat. They make different flavors of cream of wheat. All you have to do is pour hot water, scalding hot water on your cream of wheat, and it has flavor in it already. What's horrible is, where do you have time? How do you get time to work a job? Most of the people that serve you your Starbucks coffee are in college too. It's like insult to injury. They should fund education. People who have the diligence to get educated, they should be funded so they can get the best education they can and eat. My best video by far, 34,000 views, and it was my top 12 rids. Congratulations. I haven't gotten that many views. I guess we're up there. Oh, Sophia, I'm finally free. I'm not busy. Isn't that great? That's like an answer to prayer. Just to not be busy. The language we try to speak in Japanese is not Spanish or French. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? I think learn Spanish. If you live in America, learn Spanish. Oh my goodness, so many Spanish speaking people. Because people from Puerto Rico speak Spanish, people from Mexico speak Spanish, people from Spain speak Spanish, people from, I guess there's so many Spanish speaking countries. Yeah, it helps to know. It does. Just so you can, Viva Gorditas. So you can quiero Taco Bell, you know. Or ask, ¿Dónde está el baño? You got to know where the bathrooms are. This Valentine's Day. Yes, happy Valentine's Day. I speak. A lot of people, I speak very little Japanese. You know what? If they won World War II, that we would have been speaking Japanese. Or we would have been Japanese. Japan was pretty, yeah, they had a lot of ambition. Oh, you can, you're speaking to us in Japanese. You know what? Being an interpreter, hello, Charlotte. Speaking, being bilingual can really make you valuable. Or, for example, if you speak English and Spanish, or if you speak English and Russian, especially in California, there are a lot of people who speak English and Russian. Some of the kids, you can detect no accent. They were that good. Like Mila Kunis, remember her from that '70s show and Family Guy? She came here from Ukraine and watched TV. That's how she learned English. That was Japanese for, that just proves I know Japanese. Yes, it does. That's all the proof you need, is to be able to type in the characters. A lot of Asian countries have similar characters. Like this, when you look at Chinese characters and Korean characters, they all kind of look not exactly the same. Say I love you, Eddie, in Japanese. I don't know how to say that. Oh, you're asking her. I love you, Eddie, in Japanese. Today at school, half the girls in my classmates had 100 pounds of makeup for just because I've noticed that they wouldn't look their best. You know what? The peacocks, the males are the prettiest in the peacock family, I guess, the peacock species. Have you heard the lyrebirds? Have you listened to a lyrebird? There was a guy who played a song in the forest, and the lyrebirds played back the song, and they still know that song. But your 8th grade, all you 8th graders got together with 100 pounds of makeup? Only in the 8th grade. Who's putting on their makeup? Who's in the 8th grade? Sophia. I think Sophia's in the 8th grade. Shito des. Kabito. Oh. Sto. Sto. Sto means what in Russian? Sto. Sto to village. What's going on? And then there's soy to village, means how are you doing? Sto and soy. Sto to village. What's going on? And then there's Oi como va. Oi como va. Remember that song? That means, hey, how's it going? Oi como va. Oh, it's nice to stay hydrated. We need to stay hydrated. Be happy. I like that song. It was made by Bob Marley. Bob Marley was the original writer of that song. Don't worry, be happy. Everybody's bringing out their Japanese. Ohayo gatemasu. You say konnichiwa like we say konnichiwa. I also know Danish, Swedish, Vietnamese. Wow. Spanish, Finnish. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing that you know so many languages. Because I speak English. People say I'm eloquent. Eloquent. It's like, you are a cool. Well, thank you. You're a cool person. It takes one to know one. That's what they say. But they use that so negatively. It takes one to know one. We are cool people. This is where the cool people hang out. I wish I could be like the cool kids. All the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I think that's how the song goes. We're the cool kids. Yes, he's all the way from Sweden. Danish are from Denmark. Correct? Correct? Yeah. The Phoenicians are from Phoenicia. I know, 6th grade. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. He's asking you something in. Ah, damn it. There we go. Let's see. Pinky is multilingual. Multilingual. That means many tongues. Many tongues. A woman of many tongues. You speak in many tongues. I don't speak my mother's tongue. Bye. I love canceling calls. I love just ignoring calls. I'm my own call screener. I'm my own grandpa. I can a little. Ah, comment allez-vous? Ed. How did that sound? Some people say I can speak other languages. Yes, I can speak Danish. That's amazing. And you're eating oatmeal? You could do so much for this world just by interpreting, giving accurate interpretations. Oh my God. Oh my God. You could pay big money. People could pay you just to interpret. You could sit at a desk in an office. Sí, yo hablo español. And then you say, sí, yo hablo español. Toma aquí, you know. Or sakadis, sadis. Я не понимаю по-русски. Да. Скажи русский. Дай мне чай. Дай мне кушай. I spend some time around Russian people and Ukraine people too, and I picked up some of their linguistic skills. Air. Can you speak Parisian? Parisian. A la mode means in the fashion. Let's see if I can remember Parisian. I haven't spoken in a while. That's awesome to be able to write it too. That way if you're texting somebody, you could break the language barrier. I should get a network together. Call it Ed's League of Interpreters. Ed's League of Interpreters. And then I can hire out. People can pay me a fee for interpreters. Wouldn't that be ingenious? That's supplying a need. Do you speak Spanish and English? Do you speak French and English? We could probably use you. Do you speak Japanese? Do you speak Hindi? Kaise ho? Tatwam asi. use it or lose it thing. If you're not around people who speak a certain language, it kind of fades away. I know how to speak emojis. Good for you. It looks like raindrops falling from my eyes. Ed, you should make a social media group like Discord so we can all talk. I need technology. This phone of mine doesn't allow me to hook up with Discord. I tried to get on Discord. I have an account. I just need a better phone. Bulgarian. Wow. You know what? You should apply. Are you in the US? Pinky, are you in the US? I was thinking you should work for Intelligence. If you know all these languages, you could apply. Instead of trying to go to college, go apply for this military intelligence. No, I don't. I live in. Oh, okay. You live in the UK. Well, welcome to the US. Hopefully we have. Hopefully we're getting along. We need to get along with more countries. The US. The US doesn't seem to be very friendly lately. Wait, you have a Discord? I have one, but my phone won't link up to it. And that's sad. I think what I need to do is just get me another phone, especially Russia. Yeah. But you know what? Donald Trump, or President-elect Trump, he's talking to Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, to try to stop the conflict. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I spent my money on Mom to get her a beer, a bear, and chocolates. Well, that's nice, and some flowers. That's very nice of you. Did you give her mom a hug? We need to give our moms hugs today. Try the website. I have to get a functioning laptop. My laptop, it doesn't do Wi-Fi. I have to plug it in. That's how archaic my laptop is. I have to plug it in to the Ethernet, and it works then. I might have to clear off a table, but I'm trying to keep things simple. It's just me eating candy hearts. Oh yeah. Sometimes you can be your own best Valentine. Be your own best Valentine. Wow, I got 7 people watching. That's a world record for me. I like saying world record. World record holder for amount of times going to the hospital. What's funny is my mom's friend is 92 years old, and she doesn't go to the hospital that often. I'm subbed, and I have... Oh, cool. Ring the bell. That's right. That way you can get alerts. Sometimes it's best to love yourself. I know so many people need to figure out why they don't love themselves. Why don't you love yourself? And is it a reasonable reason? I played a song perfectly. That's good. We should do that on YouTube. Display our talents. Display whatever talent you've got, whether it's a hidden talent. Congratulations. I have a Ukraine friend named, okay, Yaxim. Oh, Maxim. And his dad went to the current war. I have high hopes for this dad. Yeah, so he's a soldier. I come from a family of soldiers, a family of people who are in the military. On both sides of my mom, both sides of the family. You're welcome. Okay. No, seventh. That much people who had last time had 15. Oh, for my last live, 15 people? Pinky, say something to me in Swedish. Yeah, Pinky. Oh, Pinky. 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 I like saying Pinky. Pinky swear. You know what I was thinking of? If people could make a video telling about themselves, you know, like if you want to meet somebody, oh, this sounds funny. I like bringing funny. I like bringing the funny. This has held up for a while. I had one of these that broke on me. I guess this is a higher quality. Wouldn't it be nice if we fought wars online instead of actual wars? We were to just fight online and just make it like a pay-per-view. You want one now? They're called jaw harps. Jaw harp, Jew harp, grumble. They're known by a lot of names. Let me know if I'm talking too loud. I tend to talk loud. Maybe I could do kids' parties. I do kids' parties. I just bring my jaw harp and make people laugh. You are playing it correctly. What am I saying, Pink? you live in southern Sweden. Wow, what a small world. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. Victor said, no, Ed. I just want to play my flute. Ed, do you have social media? I have a Facebook. I don't, I guess this is my social media. Social media is YouTube. I mostly use YouTube because I'm kind of familiar with it. And Facebook didn't get me very far. And Twitter, I haven't used my Twitter account in a long time. People get in trouble by putting things on their Twitter. When they tweet something, they get in trouble. So I don't want to get into trouble. Can you go on Google Earth and try to find my house? I will help you. Why would I can't go to your house though. Isn't that scary when people know where you live? I think it's scary. Google Earth. Show me where Ed lives. Because then they will know where I live. Anyways, I guess back in the 70s, they didn't have the internet. They didn't have all that. In the 80s, I think computers were just becoming popular. Home computers. I can't get on Google right now. I'm doing this on my phone. I need a techie guy. I need somebody to help me do all the techie stuff. I'll just bring the entertainment. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Do it on your PC. I don't have a lot of room. I have so many excuses. I would love to have a room where I could have all my computer equipment and just be able to, like get one of those chairs, those rotating chairs. A frickin' rotating chair. We could help you. Wouldn't that be nice? You guys could be my tech support. Now do this. Now do this. Now look at the top of your head from space. Now see if there's a dead cat in the swimming pool. Now look at these people having a barbecue. I wonder what they're cooking. We could do our own spy work. Happy Valentine's Day. I need funding though. I got to get people to buy my products, my goods and services. In the description, I sell products and I have services. One of them is Kingdom of Pets. That's one of my websites. Another one is tattoo removal. For those of you who have tattoos. Ooh, my mom and dad are kissing. Ew! What world? What world do you want to know in Sweden? Oh, what word do I want to know? I guess love. Today is Valentine's Day. Learn how to say love in Swedish. You know what you can do is on your channel, say things in Swedish. Wouldn't that be nice? You could just say, here's how you say love in Swedish. Here's how you say food in Swedish. Here's how you say I love food. Or where is my cat? Things like that. You could probably get a lot of views that way. Here's how to say it in Swedish. My girlfriend is out of town. Say that in Swedish. So it's Karlek. I think that's how you say it. I gotta hear it. It's hard to do that. So love is Karlek. Sorry. Bye. All right, Duda. Everybody's saying goodbye. Never say goodbye. Never say goodbye. Holding on to never say goodbye. So we got 3 people. 9 likes, 3 people. What could go wrong? Harry Potter, everybody. Okay, then go. I'm her sister, and I don't like watching him. Aww. You hurt my heart. You hurt my heart when you say that. You don't like watching him. You had to go on to your sister's account to tell me that? That's mean. That's so mean. So my sister will come. Duda is here. Duda is here. Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Here's my little red heart. It's a candle holder. You're supposed to put a votive in here. A little votive or votive. You're supposed to put a candle in here. And it's a red heart. Do you want to know more words in Swedish? I do, but I'd like to see you make videos because it helps me to hear. Yeah. If I can hear you say the words, I can pronounce them right. Because my pronunciation, when I'm reading, it could be off. Ed, what's your Facebook? Edmund-Culver. There, now you know. EDMOND Culver, as in Culver City. And you'll find my Facebook. I have some products on there too. I'm going to confess my love for my friend's brother. Okay. What a better time to pick than Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to confess my love for you. Why did you change your name? Eddie's Wonderful World? Because I want this to be a wonderful world. I can't change it back until 7 days. I think you have to wait 7 days. So you like Eddie's Funhouse better? If you like Eddie's Funhouse, let me know. If you like Eddie's Wonderful World, let me know. My name is Ed, and mit Tamen Sir Ed. Abit Namen. Oh yeah, Ich heiße or mit Namen. That sounds like German. Is Abit Namen. Oh, it's mit. Mit Namen. Mit Namen. Okay. Mit Namen are Ed. Is that sounding all right? Because I don't read good. I have trouble reading well. Like Eddie's Funhouse. Because for some reason... Okay, I'll have to go back to it then. Eddie's Funhouse. Why? Because I gotta. It's Eddie's Funhouse. Well, I have to go do something. Well, go do something. Bye, Duda. Hang in there. It's tough having an older sister, isn't it? One that doesn't approve. One that does not approve of your viewing, whatever you view. Is it even possible to have a 200 IQ? There's a guy who has a 200 IQ. And his knowledge kind of corresponds with science and religion, or science. Anyways, I need to write down some names because I have trouble remembering them. Okay. Almost. I almost got it. See, that's why it helps to hear it. Because vowels are different in different languages. I think maybe 100 IQ is possible. I don't know. I don't pay attention in class. You know what? I think they're overeducating, or they're not overeducating, but they're making it very boring. They're making school needs to be interesting. Teach people how to make robots. How about that? Teach people how to build shelters out in the woods. You know, using what's in the woods to make a shelter, whether it's stones or logs or just hay. You can make a hay shelter. Twins. Esoleble. Esilobe. Esilobe? Twins, Esilobe? Is that how you say twins? I need to get smarter. People say I'm smart, but I need to get smarter. Guys give me a nickname. My name is Hard. Are you into skateboarding? You know what? When I was a kid, I had a skateboard. Skateboards make you feel like you're flying. When you get on a skateboard and there's no rocks anywhere, rocks can really ruin your day. One rock could ruin your day if you're a skateboarder. I was just the simple skateboarder. I just got on the sidewalk and just pushed with one foot. And it was like sidewalk surfing. Baby Melody Lemon. I'm sorry, my mom's getting a message. You never know when my mom's going to get a phone call and what it's going to be about. Do you know the famous skater? No, I've heard it. We're close to Canada, so we hear a lot about Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is a pretty famous skateboarder. He's been featured in Freddie Got Fingered and also an Avril Lavigne video, I think. But that's as far as I know about skateboarding. It's pretty popular in Canada too. I don't know if it still is. But as far as Sweden, what's the favorite sport of Sweden? That's what they never tell. I never hear. Yeah. I guess I'm going to learn about Sweden. That'd be nice, you know. Like Morocco. I learned a little bit about Morocco. There was somebody who lives in Morocco who used to come here to my show. And is from the same city. Okay. That must feel pretty special. A lot of people know Hulk Hogan. Remember Hulk Hogan? He stayed in a hotel that I used to work at. But it was after I started working there. It was before I started working there. So yeah, I guess some people do have a close brush with celebrity. It was called the Ramada Inn. I remember I worked at the Ramada Inn. I'm sorry, my mom's talking to somebody. I can hear it all the way in here. So anyways, I'm getting distracted. So let's see, I checked the mail today. There was no mail, which is kind of good because I sometimes don't like getting bad news by way of the mail or any way. But I guess, yeah, I'm being big time distracted right now. So there's two people left here. Two people who decided to hang on. Yeah. So my mom's getting some in-home care, which is nice. Help her with her medications. She's on so many medications. It's mind-boggling. I'm skating at the high school at that I was going. So it's is it part of the school or is it just something you do like as a hobby? My phone died. Oh, your phone died. Okay. Sophia, how is your day going today? Paul. I guess it's okay. I'm safe. I wish I could say the same for my mom. I guess part of getting old is falling. They fall a lot. You are Paul. Oh, cool. Do you have a collection of skateboards? Some people collect skateboard, or they collect their hobbies. They have a collection. There's a girl I watch on YouTube, and she's into knives. She has a huge knife collection that covers a whole wall. Where is Bella? I really don't know. I guess they don't know I'm on. They need to hit their bell. If they hit the bell, they'll know I'm on. Some people are into surfboards. Have you ever seen surfing videos? Surfing was a big thing back in the 50s. The Beach Boys, I guess, turned everybody on to surfing. Surfing's pretty fun. As long as there's no sharks around. You know what they need to have? Sounds of orcas. fish or LOL. You're at work. All right. I'm getting a lot of people from work lately. Yeah. I guess I can brighten the work day. Isn't that criminals? Knives? I guess in some countries have real strict knife laws and others don't really. Like here in Georgia, you can have just about any knife, but just for utility purposes and also self-defense. Yeah, but some places you can't even have a butterfly knife. Not as long as you don't use it. Yeah, in a bad way. I agree. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Knives are not evil by themselves, but if evil people get a hold of them, there can be, I don't know. I guess it's up to the public, up to each individual to decide what's evil or not. I think alcohol is evil. Alcohol destroys lives, as well as OCD. But alcohol is a choice. You don't have a choice when you have OCD. OCD is just something you have and you have to deal with. Or Tourette's. What's funny is when I was a kid, I didn't see any Tourette's. I didn't see a lot of stuff. When I was a kid in the 70s, kids were basically just normal kids. But now it seems like there are a lot of afflictions. There's a lot of afflictions, like mental disorders. Or, yeah, everyone seemed normal when I was a kid. But now, not so normal. Or, I don't know, it's not usual. Let's put it that way. It's not usual to have Tourette's syndrome. But it ruins your life. You can't just be, you can't just blend in if you have Tourette's. In Sweden, you only have butterfly knives at home. Yeah. Some places you can't even have them at home. In Hawaii, they say you can't even have it at home. Oh, you're only 12 years old. So don't sue me if I'm wrong. That's okay. I'm not going to sue you. That's how people can come into quick money, is legally. You can legally get rich. Really, but it takes a long time. The legal system is very slow. When you're going to get something, I think he's the same. Yeah. So Denmark and Sweden. I guess it depends on what country you're in. Some countries, they fight to keep they fight against lawlessness. Or some people, they're happy being lawless. Some some countries, you don't want to walk down the street, especially at night, because you can easily become a victim. New York was like that. Every 3 minutes, somebody was mugged in New York. And that was back in the 70s. New York is crazy now. I don't think you could live in New York now. All these people on trains and the trains. I wonder how they can even run the subways. They have these people who bypass the fare. I guess they're called fare jumpers or something like that. They're thinking of ways to stop people from bypassing the fare. I've never lived in New York. Most of it's on that island. Isn't it Staten Island? There's Coney Island, which is more for fun. You know what? The Twin Towers were in a lot of movies. A lot of movies. And Superman. You ever watched the first Superman movie with, who was it? It was Christopher Reeves. super close. We're super close because it's a bridge called. Okay. Bridges are pretty amazing. I think we have two bridges, the Brooklyn Bridge and the Golden Gate Bridge. And they're all on they're either on the east or west coast of the US. The Brooklyn Bridge is nice to see at night. They featured it in Spider-Man. You ever watch the Spider-Man movies? The one with Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. They featured the Golden Gate Bridge. A lot of weird stuff was going on in that movie. So, yeah. So we got 4 people watching. Wow. I hope you feel at home. Soon to be Eddie's Fun House again. What I'll keep doing is trying to change it back. I didn't know. I should have asked. Should I change it from Eddie's Fun House? I have traveled by plane. I guess it depends on the landscape. Not landscape, but the terrain. Some people go by train, plane, automobile, or submarine. Wow, we've been talking for 2 hours. 2 hours. Just about 2 hours. An hour and a half? Anyway. You know what? Fear can be a bad thing. You too. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. So you're in Denmark and you're in Sweden and you're chatting. That's nice, isn't it? I like seeing when people get along. Can't we all just get along? I was alive during the Rodney King debacle. I saw a lot in my lifetime. I went there last week. I'll be back. Yes, Ed. Uh, do you play any? No, I don't. I get asked that a lot. I'm not a gamer. I used to when I was growing up. When I was a youngster, whenever I had quarters, I'd play Centipede and Tempest and Pac-Man. You know, Space Invaders, Wizard of War, or I think it's called Wizard of War. And then I played Atari, but I didn't spend a lot of time playing Atari because we had Tank Commander, we had Asteroids, we had Space Invaders. It was kind of fun playing Asteroids. Pac-Man. Yes, it is. A long time ago, there was Pac-Man. And then they had Miss Pac-Man, which was just a gender bender kind of game. Gender bender? But nice. Last time I was in August. Wow, you get around a lot, don't you? You have a pretty full life. So we have a total of 2 people here now. I'm doing the countdown. This is Casey Kasem, and I'm doing a countdown of how many people are actually here. Does that sound like Casey Kasem? And our top 5 songs. Top 5 songs. I Love You Baby by Frank Sinatra. a shoulder problem all of a sudden? I guess my aunt is coming to visit. My aunt is my mother's sister. Haha, yes it does. Yes it does what? Oh, are you two talking or? Is everybody having fun so far? I think I could play some more Jawheart before I go. Today is a day in Sweden called All Hearts Day. Is that kind of like Valentine's Day? All Hearts Day. Is it for heart health or is it about love? We should all be concerned about heart health. Is it heart healthy to eat Cheerios? They say Cheerios are good for your heart. It's evening, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Oh, it's ending. It's been 1 hour. It's about love. So that's cool. So February 14th is All Hearts Day in Sweden. I like KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Not all the time, but sometimes. I like the original recipe. Everybody needs a little KFC. I have to stare off into space. Everybody needs a little KFC. I like their gravy and mashed potatoes. I'm a little teacup, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. That song makes me laugh. You like their chicken wings? I've never seen a man eat so many chicken wings. I've never seen a man eat so many chicken wings. That's that Brian Boitano song. What would Brian Boitano do if he was here right now? He would kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano would do. If you look at a map over the U.S. under Minnesota, it looks like a man frying chicken. Minnesota. And then there's Kentucky Fried Chicken. And then there's teriyaki chicken. And then there's the hot wings. Sometimes I like hot wings, as long as they're not too hot. I could eat a lot of wings. I could eat a lot of wings, especially if they're honey barbecue. Honey barbecue wings, delicious. Wash it down with a root beer. I wonder when I'm going to be able to do an 18 and older show. You like the wings? Could I tempt you with some wings? What can I make you do for some wings? Can I make you cluck like a chicken for some wings? Can I make you wear a pink shirt for some wings? Can I make you put on a funny hat for some wings? A funny hat. Well, I guess happy Valentine's Day or happy All Hearts Day, because it is about love. Love worldwide, even if you're single, like me. Do you know the state of Minnesota? Yes, I do. Of course. Minnesota. That's the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota. That's how they talk in Minnesota, I think. And then there's Maine. Not much has happened in America lately except for turmoil. I'd like to see what's going to happen by the end of this year. What's going to happen by the end of this year? Or the end of next? Maybe I'll be reincarnated. They're saying you don't have to be reincarnated. If you don't go into the light, you won't be reincarnated. The demiurge and the archons in the Gnostic text, they talk about you can be tricked into being reincarnated. Because our natural state is not to be in a body. That's what they say. We're not supposed to be trapped in a body. We're supposed to be in the pleroma, where everything came from. Somehow in this world. So it's interesting. It doesn't seem like home here to most people. It does not seem like home. Because they're supposed to be somewhere else. When people pass away, they say, I'm going home. Or when they have a near-death experience, they say, it's home. When you're no longer in the body. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas. Are you naming off a lot of states? A lot of American states? They're saying California doesn't want to be a state anymore. Doesn't want to be a united state. They want to go off and be autonomous. Good luck there. They'd have to make some allies, wouldn't they? If they wanted to break free from the U.S., they'd have to have some allies or some people to trade with. That's going to be hard. To help their economy. And they need we have that, who was that guy? The governor, who's not doing very well right now. Why does his name elude me all of a sudden? It's not in the front of my brain, it's kind of somewhere. Anyway, why did I do that? When I want to remember a name, I can't seem to do it. Yeah. I need to awaken my full brain function. I've got the guy's picture in my head. Maybe I'm not supposed to say anything. That could be it too. My subconscious is stopping me from saying something about that guy. Hypnosis is very interesting. Everybody that's here, say hello. I know. Who's here? feel really bad now. I feel really weird now that I don't remember the governor of California. He's been in the news, but I can't seem to remember his name. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it when I can't remember a name. I get the guy's picture. Picture. I can point him out in the lineup. I can pick him out and point him out in the lineup, but I can't remember his name all of a sudden. So anyway, I think my mind is being controlled today. It's more than me. Yes, I think so. More than just you. You're part of the group. We accept him. We accept him. Gooble gobble. Gooble gobble. I have a. Have you ever felt like your brain waves are being messed with? Like certain receptors are not quite receiving? Like there's definitely some magnetic interference. Because usually I can think really very clearly. I can remember names, etc., etc. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced brain interference. Gavin, that's his name. Thank you. Thank you, Ether. The Ether Bunny. The Ether has helped me remember Gavin Newsom. Yeah. I guess my memory is just slow. There could be some electromagnetic interference, solar flares. I think there are some things that affect the electromagnetic field of the Earth, because we are electromagnetic. We are just basically energy. We're basic chemistry. I think I will be live tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Why not? I'll see if I can start at around 3, because that's when I started today. Wow, 4. It's 4 o'clock right now. That'd be cool. We could hang out. We can make this a hangout. Gavin Newsom. He, right after I left California, I think it was right after Arnold Schwarzenegger, was Gavin Newsom. No, there was another guy. There was an African American guy who was governor right after Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then Gavin came on after him. Now it seems like California is on fire a lot. When I was in California, there was a big fire. I couldn't go outside without my gas mask. Are you live tomorrow? Okay, cool. So I got a friend from Sweden, all the way from Sweden. So you will watch if I have time. Yes, if anybody has time anymore. Good God. They say you have to make time. You never have time. You have to make time. That the one that was right after Arnold Schwarzenegger, he tore down the K Street Mall, and he put a stadium there. I wonder how that stadium is doing. People don't like to go to malls anymore. I've noticed there are a lot of ghost malls. I remember Florin Mall in California, in Sacramento, off of Fruit Ridge. There was the Florin Mall. And that Florin Mall, I used to go there by bus. I would get on a bus and go to the Florin Mall. And I remember I bought a ninja sword there. They had a cutlery store. And I went there and bought a ninja sword. And I still have a K-bar. It's like a Marine Corps fighting knife that I bought from there, from the Florin Mall, way back in the 80s. I think it was 87. The Florin Mall was still there. And I hopped on a bus and I went all the way out there. Without Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think that gyms and things like that would would be a big thing. I noticed that. He was pushing fitness when he was the governor. I was there when he was governor, and he was talking about the importance of fitness. He didn't want flabby people. He didn't want to start a flabalanche. He was into pumped up people. But you know what? It would keep you out of the hospital. Heart attacks. He had a heart problem. I think he had something to do with one of his arteries in his heart. They had to replace it with a pig heart or something like that. And it's like, me, I had the bypass. I'd like to undo that miraculously. I've been thinking a lot about miracles lately. Miracles and how you can't let any thoughts get in the way of your miracle. In 1 hour, it's Saturday. Well, I guess tomorrow, yeah, you're a few hours ahead of it, like 6 hours. So in 1 hour, it's Saturday. I've got to start eating dinner. I need to start cooking dinner so that I will have it. Some days, in the old days, when you had to go out hunting, that would be terrible, wouldn't it? If you don't find anything, if there are no rabbits out, if there are no deer. You know what? Before the Europeans came, there were lots of wildlife. There was a lot of wildlife. Even now that people aren't hunting deer, there are more deer. Imagine that. Maybe life was easy. Because there weren't that many people back in the 1800s, the 1500s, the 1400s, when Columbus discovered America. They say Leif Erikson was a Viking. He discovered America. He was here before Christopher Columbus. I guess that's when America became really popular, was after Christopher Columbus. The Spanish were the first ones. No, actually, Queen Isabella, yeah. Queen Isabella was the one who funded Christopher Columbus, provided him with ships and said, hey, we're going to find this short route to India. And he wound up finding America, named after Amerigo Vespucci, because I guess Christopher Columbus didn't want to come out off the ship. So Amerigo Vespucci was the one who actually came on to the land. Hawaii was discovered like that too. Captain Cook discovered Hawaii, and he was British. And they didn't get along well with the Hawaiians. And then they became a monarchy. Hawaii was a monarchy. So they were actually an independent country until the Americans came. Read the history of Hawaii. It's pretty sad. I always wondered why they didn't like the Howleys. I didn't know why they didn't like the Howleys when I lived there. And now I see why. I see why they didn't like it. They were basically occupiers. We came there. We took over. We were unwelcome guests. We basically put the Queen under house arrest. Anyway, those were... Why do we do that? Why do we need to? Because of... And then the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. If we didn't have a base there, they probably wouldn't have bombed Pearl Harbor. Probably. Oh, you're counting down. All right, I will probably see you tomorrow. And we'll get another history lesson. So have a great day. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy All Hearts Day. And don't forget to love.